Welcome to the light. Welcome full of joy.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our open information evening. My name is Peter, and together with Ursula, we host online events, and this is a special info evening where we will present the light crystals, where we'll talk about how to activate your light body through crystals, through work that you can do. And we are here in our light center in Barrie, and we welcome all of those who are here for the first time. Again, my name is Peter and Ursula. We're spiritual teachers, seminar leaders. We are light practitioners, and we work very intensively with the Lithios light crystals. We have a long history with crystals, but the light crystals from Lithios were a new paradigm that we brought into our lives 15 years ago, which changed them forever. And so we brought them to North America from Europe in 2011 for the first time, and we were based in the Greater Toronto area, and we enjoy doing this work. This is our passion. And we are delighted that we can share this work with you, also from all the benefits and all the transformation and all the positive things that we experience, and of course you experience through your feedback as well.
Hello everyone, also very warm welcome from me, and yeah, thank you for joining us tonight, for taking the time to be with us, and also for your interest in our light work. And yeah, so tonight we want to give you an overview over our light work and what we can offer to you. And so we called it How to Activate Your Light Body, because so many people are talking about the light body, the activation, but what is the light body? You know, what is the definition, or what is the light body? Is it just the aura, or what else belongs to the light body? And so we will talk about the elements of the light body, how to activate the light body, and also about the benefits. And also there's a question why it is so important to activate the light body right now, in these times now. And you know, 2023 is a very transformational year. Many people have a lot of challenges in their lives, and sometimes so much changes came at once. So it's really hard for us to handle everything at the same time. So it's really an intense time for many people. And we also hear from people that they have a lot of physical symptoms, like headaches, sleeplessness. They have pain in their body, in their muscles, in their bones. They have dizziness. So all these kind of physical symptoms, what is often called the ascension symptoms. And one of the reasons that people have these symptoms is that this year, especially these high light frequencies coming to the earth, especially from the great central sun, but also from planets like Venus and Sirius. And these light frequencies, they very often coming in waves, and then we can say these waves hit our light body. And if our light body is dense, has some blockages or some low vibrational pattern, some old belief systems, if it's still connected to the old matrix, then it's difficult for these light waves to really flow through the light body. So these light waves hit these blockages, and then you get triggered, or you get these symptoms. And therefore, it is so important at this time that we clear our light body of all this old stuff and then fill it with light. And then when this light, high light frequencies coming to us in our light body, then the light body can easily take in these energies, and you expand your consciousness and your aura, your light body. So this is also the reason that it's so important right now to work in a very intense way with your light body. And in our newsletter, we wrote, activating your light body is a key stage of your journey of spiritual evolution and helps you to move into greater healing, empowerment, and remembering. And this happens when you have an activated light body. Then you connect to higher dimensions, you connect to the source, and you remember who you are. It also helps you to realize in the fullest that you are a spiritual light being, coming out of the source. And so tonight we want to talk about how can you release blockages out of your light body and then take in the highest amount of light, so to speak. And before we come to the light body, I want to say a few words about the energy quality in October, which I think is the most intense time of this year so far, because in October now we have, we can say we are in an eclipse season. I talked about this already in our last Monday evening meditation, but I want to repeat it because it's so important. We have 2 eclipses in this October. So one is on October 14 to 15. It's a new moon and a solar eclipse, and it will be visible in North America. So we feel it here in a very intense way. And the second one is on October 28 to 29. It's a full moon and it's a partial lunar eclipse. And very interesting, this weekend is the weekend of our part or of the level 1 of the light priest training. We will also talk about the light priest training tonight. And here sometimes we feel how we are guided, because when we set the date, we weren't aware of the eclipse, but it perfectly comes together and gives us this high transformational energy that we then can even use in our exercises we do and in our meditations. So this fits perfectly. So in general, eclipse time is always a very transformational time, but it brings also up a lot of issues. So might be you have to deal with a lot of things. It can be very emotional, but also it's a chance that you clear, that you cleanse your aura, that you declutter your life, and it can bring you balance and harmony. So the light portals are open in October, and you can use every day in October to get clear about your goals. What do you want to achieve? What do you want to let go? What do you want to keep? So really use October if you want to go forward in your spiritual evolution. And work with your light body, what we will talk about tonight. And then your energy will really expand and you can accelerate. So this is an overview about the energy that we have right now. And so we can start with our PowerPoint. We have prepared a PowerPoint presentation, so it's easier for you to follow and to see it. So we want to talk about what is our light body. because it's not just a layer of light around us. How can we activate our light body? What are the benefits? And then we want to talk about how we can support you in activating your light body with the light crystals and the light diamonds, but also with the seminars and trainings we give.
All right.
And in this training, we work with high spiritual beings. And at the end of the evening, we will do a meditation with the flower of life, liberating your light body from the matrix of illusion and establishing the divine matrix.
Good. So I think generally, for those of us here in the call, we're aware that we are more than just a body. So we are aware that we have a soul, or perhaps better yet, our soul has a body. So we're not just a physical body, but we have a soul, we have a spirit, and we are also an energy being. And that means that it's not just the physicalness about us, but through us are cursing all kinds of currents, all kinds of energies, all kinds of flows, some that we can see, some that we cannot see. And we have an electromagnetic field. This can be measured. It's usually in the millivolts range. But we'll show in a moment that you can actually see the electromagnetic field through certain technologies. And in addition to our physical body, we have also an extended energy bodies. We have an aura, so our energy field. So our energy field, we can't see it, or most of us cannot see it. And it's a part of who we are. It's a subtle energy field. There's different layers of it. It expands from our physical body outwards. And this energy field is part of us. It's affected by our environment. It's affected by our thoughts, our emotions. And so it's also a dynamic, evolving, living part of who we are. And we are, in fact, influenced by unseen energies. And some of these are technologies, but some other ones are also spiritual or mental energies, emotional energies, caused in a positive way or in a negative way. In any ways, we are influenced by these unseen energies. Well, this mouse is very sensitive. And so here we have Kirlian photography. Kirlian photography is a type of photography where you can make visible the electromagnetic fields around a living object, a living being, a living entity, so to speak, on the physical plane. And you do this by applying a high voltage on a plate, and then it is able to capture then the electromagnetic, or show it, to display it in a certain way. What we want to show here, which is interesting, is looking at the energy field of raw food versus cooked food. So you can see here on the left, on the right, you have raw food, and on the right side, you have cooked food. So cooked food, when you cook it through the heat, through the energy, through boiling it, however, it begins to lose some of its vital life force. And so you can see the right pictures are generally have less of an energy field than the raw food, so to speak. So if you were to pick something straight off the field, it would have a very strong energy. And that's why eating raw food or eating vegetables that are living things, also grains, are very good, because we're not taking just in the nutrients and the vitamins, but we're also taking in the energy, the life force that they have.
And I think everyone is aware that we have this light layer around us and that we emanate the light. This is just shown with the Kirlian photography, but I think everyone accepts this now. So
here we have 3 pictures, and they're depictions. They're artist renditions of someone who saw these energy fields. But in the middle, you have a person who's very balanced, and you see that the aura, the emanations, the different layers are very even. They're very clear. They're consistent. There's no holes in the particular aura. And this might be because this person is well balanced, is balanced in his thoughts and emotions, and they have a healthy lifestyle. They're very much centered in their heart. They are able to manage the issues that they have, so they're not, they don't allow themselves to be torn out of their center when outside occurrences may try to take them off center, so to speak, or other people might react differently. So this is probably a state that we would like to all be in. However, on the left side, we see a person, and you see that there are holes in the aura. So there are breaks in the aura. It's inconsistent. It's not a clear field, and that will also be reflected that within the body, there are also areas in the body that have low energy or have certain blockages, may have a certain disease perhaps as well, which is affecting the aura where there's low energy there. And so that you see, this could be created through, again, unhealthy lifestyle, through stress and anxiety. Perhaps this person experienced shocks or traumas in their lifetime, which so that they have certain contracted energies which create this image. On the right side, we have a picture of a person who is imbalanced. So it could be due to improper use of energy, but you can see there's too much energy, a bit on the left side, a bit on the right side. So they're overloaded. Perhaps they're overloaded with external energies. There's a buildup or a pent-upness of energy in their field. And it shows that this is an aura that is not balanced. And so this person also probably has issues in their life as well, in their daily life, and how they react to situations.
Yeah, and I want to add that this is not a fixed state, you know, that we are always in the same state. Perhaps we are in general a very balanced person, so our aura is mostly intact, but something happens so that we move to the unbalanced person, you know, that we get some entanglements, attachments from other people, and so we can move between these steps. Even through a shock or an accident, we can get these holes in our aura. So it's not fixed, so we can go through all through all these different steps. And of course, the goal is then to be balanced and to have a whole aura.
So on the bigger scale, we see the aura, but the aura is what we see here, what we're depicting here is part of a more comprehensive part of the multidimensionality of who we are, and that is the light body. So the question is, what is our light body? And you hear this being thrown around, and there's different interpretations, or certainly a number of components of the light body. But the light body effectively, or you might say that it's our vehicle to graduate here from the human plane, from the human condition, from the 3D world, and to return to source. So if it is part of the goal of our soul to return to merge with God, then the activation of our light body is what will get us there. So the light body is very important. It's a part of who we are, and it certainly it certainly interfaces to the higher planes that we cannot see, but that we actually are part of and belong to. But for the most part, may have forgotten that. So the light body is a key stage of your journey, of your spiritual evolution. And the light body, it could be that as a vehicle, it's only, let's say, partially accessible to you, or it's partially, you might say, partially incarnated. The more you do on your spiritual path, and the more you come to a higher vibration, the more you clear, the more your light body will be present, the more it will be activated, or you will sense what you would call activated, more and more present in your system. So when you activate your light body, you effectively remember who you truly are and why you came here. So elements of the light body, we have the 7 main chakras. We know that we have the root chakra all the way up to the crown chakra. I think most of you are familiar with that. And chakras, it's a Sanskrit word which means vortex. So it's a spinning energy. So we all have these chakras. They all have their attributes, and they all are influenced by our thoughts, by our emotions, by our environment. And in addition to the 7 main chakras, we also have higher chakras, which run up above our crown. We also have 7 earth chakras, which run below our root chakra into the earth. And then what we saw in the pictures before was energy bodies, and we have different layers. We refer to these the etheric body, the emotional body, the mental body, and the spiritual body. And those are also yeah, those also adjust, they expand. They could be a bit more expanded one day, a little bit less the next day. But those are the layers, so to speak, and they have their attributes as well. And they are also affected by the environment. We have the unified heart chakra, and that is when we are doing spiritual work and we become more clear. We become, we work through things so that our whole system begins to clear up. Our chakras become more balanced. And at some point, our chakras will become what we call the unified heart chakra, where all the chakras work together, centered in the heart chakra. And it's, I would say it's the 5D way that our chakras will be emanating in the future. We also have the activation of the creative flow. So somewhere there's a source where all life expanded outwards into the universe. We are also here on the earth, which is the manifestation of those impulses and that energy. So we're connected between the beginning, so to speak, the thought and the actual manifestation. So we're connected between earth and the source. And that is,
You can see everything in the picture.
and yes. And if you look at the picture, you can see that we have a channel going upwards. We have the feet on the earth so that we're between heaven and earth. There are energy flows constantly going through us, emanating from the central suns, from the source, as well as emanating back out of the earth, which is the energy that gives us life, nourishes us, nurtures us. Then we have the divine matrix, which is the flower of life. You can see in the image on the left side that there is again, the flower of life, which is part of the building blocks of the universe. So it's sacred geometry, which is found everywhere in the universe. And if we connect to the divine matrix, it connects us also to the universal thought, the universal flow as well. We also refer to the Merkaba. The Merkaba is the star tetrahedron. It's dual tetrahedrons with that merge. And we have one around our energy field, and we call it our light vehicle. And then we also have the activated Christ light body. So when we are enlightened, we're fully aligned and we're connected with the golden flow of the universe. We connect with the universal Christ consciousness, and this will also be part of our aura field. And any master that was in the past, be it the Master Jesus or Buddha, Krishna, they all had these elements that were fully activated, fully balanced, and fully vibrating, so that they had a very, very strong, very clear aura. And they were aligned very much with universal truth, universal love, and they had the higher perspective of the master level.
Yeah, and what we can say, so we had so many lifetimes here on Earth, so that we have collected many blockages and maybe extraneous energies in all these elements of our light body. So indeed, what we are doing, we work with every one of these elements to clear them and to activate them. And this is normal. You know, we had, as I said, so many lifetimes. There's also time between our lives. We had so many experiences here on Earth, and this is what we wanted to experience. But this is now seen in our light body. There's some damages in our energy bodies, in our Merkaba, in our Christ light body, and we can work on all these elements to balance them and to activate them, to heal them. And this is very important, that you go through these elements step by step.
Good. And what are the benefits of an activated light body? As Ursula just said, when we connect to our light body, when we're conscious of it, when we wish to connect with it and expand it, it's much easier for us to clear and transform unwanted patterns, unprocessed emotions, and negative imprints. There's a lot going in our energy field. And again, we have a long resume of many lifetimes. We've had many experiences where we've chosen to play the good guy, the bad guy, and all the different polarities that are available in the game here on Earth. Also, when you have an activated light body, the light body nourishes your body, your mind, and spirit with light. And you can open your heart with pure love and compassion. And certainly when you're on this higher state of consciousness, you can experience radiance, radiant peace, joy, and bliss. And of course, the benefit is that you will awaken your intuition and inner guidance so that you will know what you need to do, what is the best path for you to do on your journey, because your soul has a certain agenda for you, and your spirit also has something, a higher path for you. And we are multidimensional beings. So by having an activated light body, you become more aware of all parts of your being, from the physical all the way up to your high spirit. And that will enable you to experience being one with all that is. And ultimately, we all want to discover our true life purpose that we have here on Earth. And when we are on that path, then we will be given support, we will feel fulfilled, and we can basically contribute, but also, as we said, with the light body, find our way back to the source, back to God, back home, so to speak.
Should I now give the words?
Oh, yes.
We have also some words from Light Lord Metatron, what he said about the light body, and I want to read this to you. It's very interesting. So Light Lord Metatron speaks about the light body. Your light body is basically a radiant web of light that surrounds you, that creates connections again and again in absolute divine harmony. You can visualize these connections in the form of the flower of life. It concerns all the light connections between your energy bodies, the chakras, and all the control nodes in your light body. In addition, your light body is interwoven with us, the choirs of angels, the ascended and enlightened ones, the star brothers and sisters, as well as with the suns and stars of light in the entire universe. So you see, through the light body, we are really connected with everything in the universe. He speaks further, connections of light are being created everywhere. It is a fine universal web of light. It is your inner workings, you would say internet. It is the universal web of light, the universal matrix. It is the divine matrix. And this divine matrix works through all dimensions and times. So I, Archangel Metatron, bring about the healing of your light body in all planes of being and existence that you have ever entered. So he already mentioned that you entered so many planes, not only here in Earth, but also with your light body on higher dimensions or other planes in other dimensions. And he says light impulses are continuously flowing through all these light connections. The entire universe of light is kept alive by light impulses which flow incessantly from the source and pour forth in immeasurable light power. And when you have an activated light body, then you can take in this light impulses and light power that Metatron is speaking of. And then your life comes in flow, and it gets easier and easier.
Good. So we hear the term metaphysical healing, and there's a lot of overlap, of course, in what we do. It's integrated because basically metaphysical healing acknowledges that there's a connection between the body and the mind. So the physical as well as your thoughts, your emotions. And we often say that healing begins in your energy field, in your aura. And so what would be part of metaphysical healing is to remove unhealthy mental and emotional patterns and block the energy flow. So sometimes we've had certain shocks, certain situations in our life, and they sort of become very manifested somewhere in our body. Well, it could be in the solar plexus, it could be in the heart, it could be in different places, but they somehow become these unhealthy blocks which restrict the flow and don't allow you to be in the flow, so to speak. And with metaphysical healing, we don't try to deal with symptoms. We work with the root causes. We try to find out what is the source. And often there is an energetic source or an unseen source behind it. And you can facilitate healing through increasing your vibration. And certainly healing will always take place or has a foundation through self-love and self-acceptance. Because we live in a 3D world where we have all of these polarities and these dualities, it's quite easy to think that we're not good enough or that we can't do it or that we've done something wrong. Certainly the system is very good in supporting us in these belief systems, but we have to get over that. We have to take the higher view, and we have to learn to love ourselves and to accept ourselves as we are, with all the ups and downs, and just accept it as work in progress, as everything. So now, how do crystals help? So
For the light body.
for the light body. So for the light body and for our own well-being and moving forward in life, we are very dynamic. We as human beings, we have thoughts, emotions, we have some turmoil sometimes, some shocks and traumas, as we say. So our energy can be, as some would say, all over the place or sometimes unsettled. Crystals, on the other hand, being from the mineral kingdom and a more, let's say, not so moving, more stable physical, they also have a very clear, consistent, high vibrating energy. And if we connect with that energy, it helps to stabilize our energy. Not only that, but with certain vibrations, the energy emanating from crystals can help to clear blockages and remove external influences and interference from our aura, from our energy system, again, not just within us, but also in our energy field. We find this all the time, that there are things parked or influencing our aura as well. And once we get clear on a certain issue, we can also use the crystals to help maintain a higher vibration. Not only that they'll stabilize the new energy, the clear energy, but it will also help us to move forward by raising the vibration. And all of these higher vibrations do have an impact on the physical body. The higher always has an influence on the lower dimensions, so to speak. And this is the case where we can use the higher components of crystals to also assist us in bringing our vibration up as well. Yeah, so introducing light crystals with higher consciousness, and the
Maybe you want to explain the difference shortly between earth crystals and the light crystals?
I will, yes. The earth crystals, come from the mineral kingdom. So you have humanity, then you have the animal kingdom, the plant kingdom, and you have the mineral kingdom. So they have it's just teeming with life, but it's just different than as we know it. So there is consciousness within the crystals, within the rocks and minerals. And what we often hear about is that when we have a crystal or a stone, it can help us to increase our vibration or to clear something. But it also is that the mineral crystals can also take on energy. So we sometimes say that it took on a negative vibration. It's in the crystal, it's taken it away from something, and now we have to clear the crystal. So we have to, as humans, we have the ability to manage their energy. So we can help them to play the game. We can bring them into what's going on. We're the creators here on the planet, and they want to be, in some ways, contribute or be part of the action, but to contribute, to be, and many of them, or the crystals, have been around for, in some cases, hundreds of thousands of years. They know the whole history of the planet, and they have been here. So we can also bring the crystals in and help them to exude their highest vibration, and we can help them to clear it. But because we have the higher consciousness, it's up to us to sort of maintain their high level of energy. The light crystals, as we'll hear when I explain how they're created, their source of energy is from the angelic realm, which is a higher vibration. It's the 7th dimension and higher. So the light crystals are different. They have been infused for a period of time, and they're powerful light tools. And they are different than what it was a new paradigm for us. And the light crystals have been around for 20 years. but they have a high, clear vibration, and it's basically the angelic realm reaching out and meeting us halfway and giving us an anchor, so to speak, with this angelic high vibrating energies to bring it into our lives, to give us an assistance, to give us a springboard, to help us to raise our own consciousness and our own energy as well. So the light crystals can help to balance your aura, raise your vibration, and certainly give you more energy, clarity, and vitality in your life. And we have some examples here on the right side. Good. So these are the founders of Lithios Light Crystals, Edwin and Antje Eisele. They are based in southern Germany, and they have their light center near the shores of Lake Constance in southern Germany. And I'll try and keep this relatively short, but I will, for the people who are here for the first time, Edwin and Antje, they met when they were very young. They've been together since they've been 15 effectively, and they have been married. They are married, have 5 adult children, and they were from the age of 20 onwards, they were somehow always driven internally to be, I'd say, spiritual, but they knew that they had some kind of spiritual connection. So they prayed and meditated every day for many, many years. And when they were around 40, around the age of 40, in a meditation evening, Antje had an opening, and it was a very high being who completely came into her channel, and she began saying the messages that came through. Actually, this particular being was Jesus, and it completely overshadowed her. She said she lost all sense of who she was. She was at that moment at one with the universe, and she knew, she felt unconditional love, unconditional forgiving, and she knew what it felt like at that moment to be an ascended master from that high level of consciousness. And over the next 1 or 2 years, she continued with this channeling. So she would channel and bring messages in from high teachings from various high beings, many of them that we know in the spiritual community. And effectively, she and her husband were being trained by the spiritual hierarchy. And a high archangel named Archangel Metatron came to her about 2 years in. And she said his energy was so clear that she asked if he could come every time first to clear her channel before she would channel someone else. And he announced that he would be her direct guide, so to speak, and accompany her. And they also had plans for Edwin and Antje. For several months later, they were asked if they would be willing to make light crystals of the New Age. They asked what it was, and Metatron, in a very unique way, showed them how they have history in Atlantis, where they worked in the temples as high priests, and how they were also involved in the creation of what we call light crystals. So basically, the temples in Atlantis were sacred portals to the higher dimensions, and they were shown and reminded the process of how, together with the angels, to bring the high divine light and anchor it into crystalline objects, so that these then would become beacons of light. They would become transmitter receivers, if you want to call it, to the angelic or the higher dimensions. And these were then distributed throughout Atlantis, and they would help to raise the vibration and the consciousness of the planet wherever these light crystals went. And again, they were 7th dimension higher, so they had a very high, clear vibration. Edwin and Antje were then given guidance again from Archangel Metatron, also a very high being named High Priest Melchizedek. Jesus was also very much present, and those are the ones, the 3 high light beings who initiated the Lithios light crystals. And effectively, they created a space which they meditated with the high beings to turn it into this light temple in their home. And then they will take crystals, and they're typically made of glass or zirconia, and they are good carry for the light. They'll put the crystals in the room, close the door, and then the angels come down. Antje has the authority to initiate the crystallization and initiation of light crystals. And so a spiritual, sacred process where the light crystals are infused and become these living, vibrant anchors of light from the high realm. And wherever these light crystals go, they will exude and emanate this high vibration energy. So it's a totally different paradigm from what we know in terms of the mineral kingdom, the quartz crystals that we have. And again, we've worked with quartz crystals for 40 years. We have a long history with that. I've built devices with them. I've done many things. And so the light crystals complemented that, as in when we found the light crystals to be the next generation, so to speak, of spiritual light tools for us. So,
And it also accelerated our light work, our sessions. Everything was much faster when we used the light crystals, which was really a pleasure.
yes. So everyone who carries a light crystal senses its effect in a gentle and yet intense way. So the light crystals, they have a certain emanation, they have an aura. So when you bring it into your aura, it will bring you a clear, high vibrating energy for you. It elevates you to a higher, clear perception. And as we said, it accelerates your spiritual growth. And through this clear light that it has, it really brings you into a clear space where it fills you, your body, soul, spirit with inner peace. And the field or the aura is quite wide. So when you wear a pendant or you have one of the stationary ornaments in your home, it creates a protective energy field around. And that means basically it raises the vibration and it keeps the lower vibrating energies and interferences out. So that allows us to breathe freely, look positively in the future, and our path is positive. It's filled with light, love, and joy. So it's a win-win for everyone.
Yeah, and when you remember the picture, the different elements of the light body, so you can work with the light crystals on every element. You can work with the light crystals on your chakras, on your energy bodies, on your Merkaba. And you can, for example, you can place the light crystals on your different chakras. But also when you have a light crystal in your aura, it already starts to clear and release blockages. And Metatron said once, about 90% of all our blockages and attachments we have, the angels release anyway when we are meditating, when we have the light crystals, which increase our energy, because these blockages, they cannot stay within us when we increase our energy. So the light crystals really help you to move forward already. And then the remaining 10% of deeper issues, they want to be addressed and to have, and you have to look for the root causes for this. And this we will discuss later. But the light crystals already help to release a lot of blockages and make you freer. And we also dowse for the light crystals, because mostly there's 1 or 2 light crystals that are most beneficial for a person.
So we have some attributes is, as Ursula said, the consciousness of the angels is directly infused into each light crystal. So we've had people consistently over the 12, 13 years where we have a trade show, a big hall, and we have some people who are sensitive come to the booth and they just stop in their tracks, or they look at the table and they sense the energy. They say there's something very clear what's going on. The energy from here is very, very high and exuding a lot of very clear energy, or clear, yeah, how would you say?
Mm-hmm.
So we're aware that the angels are working through the crystals. So when you wear a pendant, the angels are working directly with you, and they're adjusting the energy of the pendant as well to work with you. So it could be that you and I have the same pendant, but I'm accessing different things because I have a different energy signature. I have a different path. I have different challenges, different goals that I want to achieve. So I'll be accessing different aspects of this multidimensional light crystal to serve me, so to speak. And what's interesting is that the light crystals, the intensity and the gifts of the light crystals are to match your needs. So we have people that maybe in the first day they say, oh, there was a lot of clearing, I could feel it was good. It was intense, but it wasn't overwhelming. And at some point I wouldn't say you don't feel it, but you get used to it. And it's always gently opening up more and more, raising the bar, increasing its vibration so you can grow into it. So it's a dynamic process, so to speak, which is very helpful. We say it creates a protective field of light around you. And in this way, the lower vibrating energies don't have so much access to you. We say that the light crystals, when you raise your energy, and you have the light crystals, your vibration comes higher. And I use the analogy of the children's carousel on the playground. So that, the one that you get on and you start spinning it, and the faster and faster you go, at some point it's so fast that the other kids can't get on it. It's too fast. The vibration is too high. There's nothing to attach to. So those lower energies, so to speak, in the analogy of the aura, can't connect to you. Okay. So all crystals, all light crystals raise your vibration and your frequency. Okay, yes, it's a transmitter receiver to the angelic realm. Okay, and all of this, of course, the light crystals are very much connected to your energy grid, to the grid of your light body, of your energy field. So they also work on a higher vibration, and through your light body, it helps to adjust that for your physical body, and they're very much good at linking the multidimensionality of who you are. Yes, some of the attributes here creates a channel to the higher dimension. We talked about the seventh dimension and higher, the master level. And what I said before with the carousel, but basically the seventh dimensional energy, the vibration is so high, it never absorbs negative energy. It's constantly transforming the energies around it to a higher level. So it either transforms it or it dissipates it. So you never need to clean them or to clear them. You never need to charge or activate them like you would with quartz crystals. They're always active and on, and they basically, you can give your light crystal, you can let someone feel it and hold it. You don't have to worry about their energy getting in the crystal. That's not going to happen. Okay, and the benefit of actually that person, by holding it for a moment, may actually feel a sigh of relief because something just got vibrated out of their system. So, because it links into your crystalline grid, into your light body, it links into all aspects of your energy field. Okay. Good. And so active clearing with light crystals, we'll talk about this a little bit with our work, but with our work, we want to, we all are inherently coming from the light. But with all the things that we've experienced in this lifetime, in past lives, we've just collected things. And so there are certain energies, certain thought patterns, certain blockages in our system, and that we have them. Some of them are something that we caused. Sometimes these are energies from external sources that are affecting us that come into our system. So by using light crystals, we want to identify disharmonious energies in our chakras, in our energy bodies, in our system. The next step is then using the light crystal to transforming and removing these interfering energies, these negative energies. And once you have removed something or cleared or transformed something, there's a void, and the universe will fill a void. If you don't, we say we want to fill it with our own light. We want to fill it with the highest light, with our own divine blueprint. We want to bring more of our light body into our system. We want to be more activated, more of our true essences, any lost aspects that we might have had. Okay, so, and as we say, you can select an optimal light crystal to wear, which really is optimally aligned with your energy field and helps you to maintain a high vibration. Good. There's many ways where light crystals can be used. In our work, we use them in all areas, but certainly the most important one is personal development, because people are on the spiritual path, and the light crystals are a fast track for people to move and accelerate their spiritual development. So in personal work, the light crystals are absolutely excellent. Energy work for those on ourselves, but for those of you who are therapists or do some kind of work where there's energy work involved, the light crystals are an excellent support for you. You can have light crystals in your home or in your office at your business. We have many, many stories of people who brought their light crystals into their offices and just observed the many changes that took place subtly, but it affects the people in a positive way. And we always sort of smile when we hear the stories, because we've heard similar ones before, and we're delighted that it continues. Of course, it can affect your homes, yourself, but also your garden and your landscape. We do earth healings. There are crystals that you can put in your garden, and it will help to nourish then your flora and fauna, and your garden can explode. Again, we have done earth healings as well. And here's just a few of the light crystals that we have, without going into too much detail. Good. So then we're going to just present a couple of light crystals and light diamonds that we have. So certainly the Shiva pearl has been a favorite for many people. It's a light crystal, and the high light being named Shiva is associated with Indian folklore and religions and belief systems, but Shiva is a universal being, and he's often referred to as the Lord, the transformer, but destruction as well. So as in breaking something down and then rebuilding it again, making space, putting the old out, bringing the space in for the new. So it's the highest transformation energy. It's very good when you have it in your field and you're working to transform karma. It's very strong for releasing fears, gently dissolving any shadows. So this will be the effect that if you wear it and you have those things over time, it will help you to dissipate. And when you come to a challenge or a shift, it will help you to master those changes, and it will help you to transform the things that you're moving away from so that you have the space to move into. Okay, so the Shiva pearl also is one that actually we have one in our water pitcher. It transforms our water as well, gives it a higher vibration. And yes, the Shakti pearl, just to mention briefly, is that it's the transformational power as in the renewal. So Shakti is referred to as rebuilding, the renewing energy, so they complement each other, Shakti and Shiva.
These are very good crystals to start with when you want to have a start in your transformation process and just to transform any habits you have or patterns, to get this push, to get out of a certain belief system or pattern.
Good. And then we have the flower of life. Many of you know the flower of life pattern. The flower of life is called the key of Metatron, or Metatron's key, also referred to as the divine matrix. And you can find in archaeology in almost all cultures remnants of the flower of life pattern. And it's part of sacred geometry, which is part of the building blocks of all the different levels of manifestation in the planet. Okay, so by having the flower of life, and what I would like to say is that we have the flower of life pattern here on the pendant, but through this infusion process, it also has the flower of life energy within it, which is very strong, which is the case for all of the light crystals and light diamonds. So it awakens the light consciousness within you. It creates light connections for yourself to other aspects of who you are. And it is also connected to the original primordial pattern of life. And this is then also ignited in you. And because of its high vibration, it can help you to release and transform dark energies, programs, manipulations. So it's a very good all-around pendant to have as well. So,
and it gives your light body the pattern of the flower of life. So you see one of the elements of your light body is to activate the flower of light pattern around you. So you give your light body a sense how it feels to integrate or to imprint the flower of life in your body. You can imprint it in every cell, in every organ, in every chakra in your light body. And so the energy of the pendant can help you so that your body learns again how to hold the flower of life, the energy of the flower of life in your cells and in your whole light body.
good. Then we have also a very important pendant during these times as well. It's called the Ashtar Ray pendant, and it connects you with benevolent star beings. We also call them to the light technicians. But this pendant has been infused in a way from, I'll say, advanced light races to create a specific type of protection, and that's from technical protection, but also from interference. We call it dark or negative ET interference. It helps to clear that. Unfortunately, that is an energy that is in our society. It's around us and within us. But also with the pennant, it helps you to connect to advanced light races, which is also part of your, let's say, star family. By having this pennant, it opens a channel so you can connect to the star codes, the light plans that your soul has for you, but also the other beings that are working with and through you. So it's excellent to have that. Very good for empathic people. We've had people who are very sensitive, very porous in terms of their energy. Their antennas are all over the place. And when they go out in public, they're overwhelmed, very much overwhelmed when they go into public places by all the energies, because their system isn't stable enough. It's a bit porous. There's openings and they just can't manage the energy, or they don't have the protection, so to speak. And in the one case of one woman who had this situation, she took the pennant and we saw her 4 years later, and I asked her, how are you doing now? Because I hadn't seen her in 4 years, and we recommended the pennant for exactly this condition. And she said, it's interesting because I wore the pennant, I could feel it working me and filling up my aura, shifting things, transforming things, raising the vibration where it needed to be done. At some point, it became that my energy field was consistent and not pervious to the energies outside. And she could actually go outside within about a number of weeks. She could go outside into public places. And then what she said was, I believe that I've integrated the gifts that it has, because I could go out without the pendant and I wouldn't be overwhelmed by the energies like I used to be. I still wear the pendant because then it does the work for me. If I go out without it, I have to be aware, but my whole system has been repaired, so to speak, that I can function in public. And that was a benefit for her. That was absolutely because she worked with clients and customers. It was very important for her. So that is the Ashtar Ray Pennant, very, very important during these times. Then we have the Merkaba sphere. We talked about the Merkaba when we showed the different aspects or elements of the light body. The Merkaba, again, is a star tetrahedron, it's called. So it's a lower and an upper tetrahedron that come together and merge. And by having the Merkaba sphere, you have this Merkaba light vibration. It's a high vibration. So this light emanating is very good for protection for rooms in the aura. When you meditate with it, you can definitely feel that it's helping to move you and to break up encrusted structures in your aura. So it helps to sort of vibrate things in such a way that you can start breathing out or clearing out those lower, heavier energies in your system. And it will bring you to a higher state of consciousness, higher light consciousness. And by helping to dissolve these lower energies, it helps to release fears, helps to release anger, sadness, all of these things. It just helps you to transform them and brings you to a higher light consciousness. We have a Merkaba sphere in what we call a light crystal, as well as a light diamond. And the light diamond has additional qualities of a higher, like a subtler vibration, and it helps you to, again, activate your Merkaba light field and expand it. And it, again, it's a subtler vibration which helps to access some of the higher elements of your light body. And then we have a gate of ascension. A gate of ascension creates a powerful portal to higher dimensions. For those of you who see me do talks at the big shows or in a hall or somewhere, I'll take an angel's gate with, and I'll put it on the podium, and I'll ask the angels and Archangel Metatron working through it to create a portal of light and clear the energy in the room. And it's like a wave that goes through the room. So this is a light portal that is big enough, not just for a room in your home, but actually your whole home. If you build in a condo, in a larger building, it will affect then the people around you or the homes around you. And again, the energy is always in such a way that is appropriate for those in the other spaces. So it opens up a gate to the highest light dimensions. It will fill your entire home with light and with harmony, and also the vibration of love. And with this one, there's also many angels associated with it. So crystal angels, archangels, ascended masters will be, their vibration is present through the gate and will be there for you. So effectively, it is a wonderful cosmic transmitting and receiving station. My personal opinion, every home should have one. And we know that it's in some family, it's about who takes the angel's gate into the room. but often it's enough to have a space, a place in the home for everyone, but you can have it on your altar, you can have it near you. Some people sleep with it, that's completely fine. If they need the additional, let's say, protection or being enwrapped in this light while they're sleeping as well. Okay, good. So this is these are the light tools that we use, which is very helpful in us expanding our consciousness, in developing or further connecting and activating our light body that we have. Because the light crystals are also multidimensional, just as we are. They're excellent. I don't like using light tools or instruments. It sort of degrades it. I'll say beacons of light that we can have in our life that really help us and really inspire us and bring us forward. And in this day and age, with all the crazy things going on out there, I think we can use all the help that we can get. So.
Yeah, and this light crystal we introduced you to right now, these we are all using also in our seminars when we do a meditation. So when you do the seminar in person, mostly everyone gets this light crystal to hold so that the energy then can work in your energy field and release the pattern or the blockages. So this is a benefit you have in the seminar.
Good. Okay, so now how can we accelerate our spiritual evolution? Well, I think one of the main things is to be active, but even if you're not active in your spiritual growth, life and your soul has a tendency of drawing in those situations and showing you the mirrors and all the experiences you need to learn and clear and transform, because that's part of the reason why we're here now. The opportunity for us to advance spiritually is very high in this lifetime. In past times, it's been more difficult, and we've had to draw out experiences sometimes over some lifetimes and some karma associated with it. But with this life and with the expansion of the energy on the planet and the intended ascension of humanity, the planet, to a higher vibration, the opportunities are excellent for you to move forward and really connect with your spirituality and your true self. So for those who don't, that's fine. Life will still offer them the mirrors and the things that they need. And sometimes that involves living out the old patterns and karmic entanglements for those things. But we want to take it. We want to take an active step and say, okay, look, do I need to go through all of this? Is there a faster way of dealing with this? And the answer is, of course, yes. We do that by being active in our spiritual growth, by learning to meditate, by going inwards, by connecting to our intuition, to our inner voice, our inner truth, to our higher self, connecting ultimately to God, that aspect of us, and the universalness of the divine source. By doing that, we also can learn about our body, our soul, our spirit, the interrelationship. So we find out that we have chakras, we have a light body, that as we are tonight, and we're also going to see that those things are affected by the outside world. And good is if we actively deal with our issues from a higher consciousness. So always trying to remind ourselves to take the higher road, so to speak, the higher perspective, and not to get caught in the lower entanglements. Not so easy. We can accelerate our spiritual growth by seeking guidance from spiritual teachers and taking the best that they have to offer for us. And if there's something that doesn't work, we can leave it aside, and that's fine. Ultimately, we're responsible for our own joy and our own moving forward. And I think important is the willingness to identify and transform things we carry that hold us back. So if we're willing to actually say, okay, I'm going to take the step, and I probably have some patterns, and I know buttons get pushed here and there, and I know I have some deep fears here and there. If I'm willing to say, okay, I'm moving forward, I asked for my guides, my angels, my teachers to bring me those things I need, and I will be active and I will listen so I can find those things, teachers, processes that will help me to transform the things faster. I actively want to get clear. I want to be a better human being. I want to be a better light being. I wish to contribute. And if I start clearing out these things, I become stronger and I'm more effective, and that's more worthwhile for me. So be active in our spiritual growth. So that brings us now to the reason that a number of you are here. You'd like to know about the training. We've written about it in our emails. It's our passion. I'll just go here. So the training is the Metatron Diamond Light Priest and Light Priestess training. That is the name that Metatron gave to the training. We use it in full, and it's the light body activation and the quantum leap in your light consciousness for the golden new age. And this training is initiated by Metatron, and it's also accompanied with many high teachers, ascended masters, archangels. They are present very much in this because we call them in, and when you call them in, they will be there. And we've say that the Metatron Diamond Light Priestess training is described by participants as life-changing, inspiring, and empowering. For those people who have done the training, in almost all cases, those are the words that they could choose in some ways. And its brilliant step-by-step method activates your higher light consciousness and your true life plan for the golden new age. This whole training was given to Antje through channeling. And so all the elements and all the components that fit together, when you're doing the actual training, you don't notice it, but when because you think of angels are fluffy and airy and, a little bit vague kind of thing. But when you do this particular training, you look back at the end, you say, actually, each step was built up in a genius way on the next. And it's a journey, and it's very much fast track. And again, life-changing, which we've heard. We typically have a continuation rate after someone has done the level 1 of 85 to 90%. And that seems to be the case for our series that we have this year. Because you learn to clear things for yourself, and you are empowered. You are empowered so you can do these things for yourself. You're given methods and tools. You have the light crystals, and you can actually work with it. So there's so many things you can do after the training where you can actually help yourself and help others around you. It's very hands-on. It's very inspirational. It's very deep. Yes, so.
And what we can say about ourselves, I think we did the Light Priest training almost 15 years ago.
Yes.
And I did it first, and then later Peter did it. He wasn't so convinced from the beginning, or he was so busy in his business. But what we can say, it really changed our life. And at that time, when we did the Light Priest training in Germany, we lived in Germany, and we didn't have the intention to come to Canada, to move here. We always had it in mind, and it was like a future goal that we had to live someday in Canada. But at the end, the training and the light crystals brought us here, and we were able to bring these light crystals to North America. And it really found us. It was a big decision. Peter even said, "Oh, I will never give seminars in Canada."
That's right.
It wasn't in his intention. He really loved Germany. But it was so clear that this is the right step we have to do. And we can say it accelerated our spiritual growth. And so we didn't have a spiritual community when we arrived here in Canada. So everything that we built up, and we see that people are sent to us by Metatron. It's sometimes people tell us they had a dream about Metatron, a dream about the Light Priest training. So there are all kinds of stories how people found this training. So it's really that Metatron sent the people who he thinks they need the training. Even people said, "Oh, I deleted your email, but then you sent it a second time, and I heard Metatron's voice, look at this training, you need this training." So we are convinced that there are always the right people in the seminars who should come together to work together, to clear themselves, but also then afterwards to spread the light. And so we brought the light crystals in 2011, and we moved to Canada in 2016. So it's for a while now, and we are still enjoying to do this light work and to go forward.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also have done all the other trainings that Antje and Edwin offer. There's a Merkaba activation, there's a Goddess seminar. So there are so many seminars that we will also offer in the future. So we have done a lot of training with them and learned from them.
Good. And so the benefits of the training is truly you will clear lifetimes of blockages, interfering energies, and manipulations. And again, there's no judgment here when we have the group and we have people there. There's probably behind a little bit of hesitation, there's absolute fascination about what's going on inside of us and other people. And you hear, you're with other people who are detecting and discovering all of these things. And then when we do the clearing work and it's gone, and suddenly the lights go on because an energy is gone that doesn't need to be there. It's very, very fascinating. So you will clear lifetimes of blockages, interfering energies, and manipulations. We will be connecting to the high vibrating energies of the crystalline energy and the diamond energies through the meditations, through the light crystals. You will learn basically a process with what we do. We learned it from Edwin and Antje, and we pass it on now. But basically, we call it the intuitive light body reading. And it allows you to basically do some spiritual detective work to get at those things that are slowing you down for yourself as well as for other people. It will accelerate your own personal transformation and spiritual evolution for sure. You will develop your higher light consciousness. It will allow you to connect with your truth, with your true divine potential, because once all these interfering energies are cleared, then suddenly it opens up and you see the path that you are to follow. And we'll, of course, you'll be learning how to work with the advanced light tools, with the light crystals that you have for yourself and for others. So when you have light crystals and you use them with others, they benefit from it. Everyone benefits. So yeah. Then we have 4 levels. So level 1, which is taking place at the end of October, it's activating the unified heart chakra and the crystalline light body. And so in the modules that we have in here, just as an overview to give you an idea, we use dowsing and we connect with the angels. We dowse aligned with our truth so that we use it as an extension of our intuition. And that's one of the main tools that we have. We work with the 7 main chakras in the first level because you have to get these clear and right before you can expand to the other centers that you have. We see them as centers of consciousness that contain a lot of these blockages and sources of interference. We find them and we help to clear them. We'll be activating the unified heart chakra. We'll talk about that and how that is the 5th dimensional expression of our chakra system. We'll teach you how to identify and clear external energies from the aura in the energy field in the aura. We will also cover the energy bodies, as we mentioned, the etheric, the emotional, and the mental body. Throughout, we'll be working with the light crystals. So as Ursula said, we have all the light crystals in the seminar. For those who are doing it remotely, you can acquire the ones that you need. Throughout the whole training, we'll be connecting with very high light beings and spiritual authorities who are very, very, very powerful. And we call them in, and you will experience that. And when we're doing the clearing work and the meditations, there's so much going on, so much assistance to really make sure that you move forward. So deep meditation throughout, and there are partner exercises, practical exercises. So we'll talk about the issue that we're doing. We'll often do a demo for it, and then there'll be a partner exercise. So you'll be learning these things. You'll be learning how to use them so that when you leave, we want to empower you so that when you are finished with the seminar, you can go out and take all this thing and use it then, and wasn't academic, but you can actually use it.
Yeah, I want to say so, and the partner exercises are really easy to do. You work with your partner, and we are looking for the main blockages that are holding you back, and we go so deep as it's necessary. We don't bring up all the drama and it's just, and the whole story. We just need the keywords so that then your unconsciousness and the angels and the spiritual masters who are working with us, they can help then to transform and release these blockages. And it's really easy to do. There is no stress. And always people say it's so interesting what they have found, and they really can relate to this. And you see in the level 1, we start to work with the elements of the light body. It's here the 7 main chakras that we are clearing. We work with the unified heart chakra and the energy bodies. So you already have the first 3 levels of your light body.
Good. Then we have combined level 2 and 3 that gets a little bit longer, and bring those 2 levels onto one extended weekend. Awakening to your light body through liberation of karma, activation of your higher light channels, and activation of your Merkaba. And here we go into the topic of karma, into the entanglements that we have, and we see what is there so that we can transcend it. So we discover what it is, we clear it, we liberate it, we transform it, and we redeem the negative karma. And again, we test out what is the most important karmic element for me right now. So everyone's got their own thing, and our partner will find out which cork is the one that needs to be popped.
And these are 4 days, and it's really the most intense 4 days that you can have. We had it such in September. We hold it in person, and perhaps there are a few people here in the call who want to share something at the end. But so we absolutely enjoyed it, and we saw the transformation in people. We often say we should take a picture before and after the seminar so that you can see the difference in the face or in the body.
Yeah. We continue working with the extended chakras, which so the 7 higher chakras and the 7 earth chakras. We do a Merkaba repair, reconstruction, and activation. When you've done that, you are very much connected to the golden flow of the universe, and that definitely can help you to bring in abundance, prosperity, and fortune into your life. And we've done a lot of work at this point on our own bodies. So we also, not only our own temple, which is our body, but the temple, which is our home. We also have something for that in the form of house harmonization. So we detect sources of interference, be they technical, spiritual, energetic, and we find out what they are, and we harmonize the spaces and the surroundings so that we are also in a physical temple in our home.
And so you see in these levels, we go in the higher dimensions. So in level 1, we work with the 7 main chakras and the energy bodies. And the main chakras, they give you everything that you need in this lifetime. They nourish you for this lifetime. But then when you work with the higher chakras, the earth chakras, the Merkaba, this brings you back over time and space in all dimensions. And then you can clear things also in all dimensions over time and space. And so you go here really back in time, and you can clear thousands of lifetimes, so to speak.
Good. So, and then there is the final level 4, and that is in the presence of the avatars, and it is the initiation as a Diamond Light Priest and Diamond Light Priestess. So here this will be held by and led by the Lithius founders, Evan and Antje. So that is, they hold that for them. And here you'll experience the diamond frequency of the avatars of eternity. So many of the avatars will be present. So you will receive the initiation into the keys of the avatars, because they are high beings who work also aligned with the holy will of God, aligned and I'm working on behalf of the ascension of humanity and the earth. So if we can work together with them, they will strengthen our powers of authority that we will be receiving from them. We'll experience the path of the soul through the dimensions, and also onto the other side with Archangel Michael. And the Master Jesus will open a portal of resurrection and grace. Jesus is very much present. We talk very much about his presence and the energy of the universal Christ consciousness very much present in our work. We'll talk about ego consciousness and the higher self, how we will bring those into play. And then at the end, there is a festive ceremony, the initiation as a Diamond Light Priestess through the light beings that guided you throughout the training. So that's a wonderful celebration, I would call it. And you will receive powers of authorities, and you will you know the tasks of what a diamond light priest and priestess can do, and you'll be able to make changes in your environment, and we hope that we all will have the discernment to know what we can do.
Yeah, and so the whole light priest training, light priestess training is personal evolution. So it's for you personal, but at the same time, you learn how to do when you want to work with other people. You can start to work with your friends, your family. So you learn how to clear the chakras, the energy system, also with other people. And you can integrate this in your own practice if you wish. We have also a practitioner training after the light priest training. And you get also documentation where it's then described step by step. So you can read it again at home, what you have done in the seminar. So it's really a whole package.
Good. So we hope that we've covered a lot of things for those who are specifically came that are interested in the training, and for some of those who came that weren't sure, but suddenly they're hearing some very interesting things. So here we have the level 1 of the training, and it takes place on the 27th to the 29th of October. It can be done online. We have in Barrie here in our center, we have a limited number of places that we can take. So again, a lot of people from far away can join online. Our online, the online is very successful, works very well. We started doing the training in 2021. It was very, very good. We also have assistance here for people who are in person as well as online. So when you're doing partner exercises, there's always someone available to assist if you need questions or clarifications. So
Assistants who have already done the training.
of course, yes, that's right. So yeah, you can see more on the website if you wish. Good. So what we can do is we can open to the floor if there's any questions from someone that you might have about the training, or about the crystal. So let me just grab the chat.
Yeah, it's just we take a short time because we still want to do a meditation to release the matrix of illusion and integrate the divine matrix. But if there are any questions, or if someone already have done the training, want to share something, Nita, you want to say something? She has done the training, not the whole complete training, but part of it. You have to unmute her, Peter.
You did?
Yeah, I'm unmuted. First of all, let me start by saying thank you for coming to Canada, and thank you for staying in Canada. So I took the level 1 training. I got so much out of it. I had to take it again because I took it in May, and the second and third level wasn't happening until September. And level 1 changed my life so much, elevated my spiritual growth, just boosted everything, including my Reiki practice. And so when it came around in July, I repeated it. And again, it was phenomenal. And many of the people here have been my partners in crime. So thank you to my partners for helping me, because with level 1, a lot of blocks were removed. Really major blocks removed. And then when we finally, after July, the second round, when it came around in September, I did the level 2 and 3, and that just blew my life wide open. And a lot of you know I'm a medical Reiki master. I work with a lot of people who have different types of illnesses, many stage 4 cancer, and it has elevated my practice in such an exponential way that miracles are happening, miracles every day. It no longer takes 5 or 6 months to clear something away, 1 hour, 2 weeks. And I am so, so grateful to Peter and Ursula for providing us this space and these courses and seminars for us to take, because I am totally humbled that I get to do this every day of my life. And I am so, so happy. They know every time I show up to training, my smile is ear to ear. I can't stop smiling. And I just am so grateful for all the blocks that have been released and have opened my life up so in such amazing ways that my soul is just flying. So when you send the email saying, hope you're still experiencing the experience we had in the training, I still am flying high, still enjoying the energies and loving my crystals. Just love my crystals. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you very much, Nita, for sharing. And we have to say you had done a lot of spiritual work before the training. And so we are happy, very happy that you have so many insights and still expansion through the training. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I can also say that what Nita said was that a lot of people who come from the training, because this clearing and this transformation is so deep and so permanent, and it's cleared and more of you come in, it stays. And sometimes you have some work that you do where you have, it's a big high in the weekend, big motivation, and then life catches up pretty quickly and you come to kind of the same level you were before. Our experience is that is not the case with this training. Something special happens and people come out and they can maintain that. You still have to deal with life. That's not going to, you can't avoid it, but you'll deal it from a higher perspective and for more clarity as well. And, Ursula and I, we want to be down to earth. We want, we're approachable, we're touchable. We know that we are strong teachers as well. So we just want to open the space so you can experience, what we learned and we can pass it on. And we want to, really do what we can to accelerate you so you can, and then, out the door so you can really get on with it and take all the things you've learned and really make a difference. We want to make a difference in the world. And we're doing it spiritually and energetically. That's where we see we can make the big difference, because when you're on the spiritual level, you can affect the lower vibrations more effectively.
Are there any questions about the training of yours? You can call us or you can write us an email. And if you want to join us, especially if you want to join us online, so it would be good if we know it by the weekend, because we send you the seminar folder and maybe you want to have some crystals at your home when you want to do the training, which helps you very much to connect. So it would just be good to know it. So there was a question, if you can do it online, 2 days, 1 day. Bonnie, perhaps we talk to you about this personally. And and Kathleen, you have a question. You don't have to buy the light crystals. Many participants have some light crystals, but because they help them to stay focused, to clear further the energy field. We didn't talk about the Melchizedek wand, which is the most powerful light tool of the light priests and light priestesses. This is the wand that we use effectively for drawing out energies and clearing energies, and also fill your light body with the wand. So it's easier if you have some light crystals, I would say, but it's not necessary. And especially those people who come in person, we have all the light crystals here in the room, and you get them all for meditation and for using them during the seminar. But we had a lot of people who didn't have the Melchizedek wand in the first seminar, but more and more people feel the difference that the light crystals make when they use them.
We do recommend some crystals, and then you can choose what works.
Is the training offered more than once a year? So the Litus founders will offer the part 4, and this will likely be in September next year. So likely we will offer one part 1 and one level 1 and 3 again next year before this part 4 of the Legis Founders. And because we have done it so often now, we think we will not offer it in 2025 because we have so many other seminars we want to offer, even going on a higher level. You see, there's also a Christ light body you can activate, and you can go to the solar light consciousness. And so likely, so next year it will be the full training, but then likely there will be a pause.
Okay, so we have a meditation now. So
We will give you an impression.
yeah. And the meditation will be around the light body, the crystalline light body. And during the meditation, we'll also, you'll be guided to go through the chakras and allow a clearing and an activation to take place in the chakras. So
It's a bit shorter than on the Monday evening.
yes.
So it's doable for everyone.
Okay. So I would ask you to make sure that all your distractions are turned off and that you're not disturbed. It's about 25 minutes. It will be finished almost on time. And again, make sure that you are sitting comfortably and that you are ready to meditate. And so first we will build up a light temple in our own homes and collectively. So we close our eyes, we take a deep breath, and when we exhale, we let go of the day-to-day and the outside world, and we take our awareness from our mind and our mind's thoughts, and we lower them and go into our heart, and we go into that sacred space in our heart, that divine light temple that we all have, the quiet space, and we just bring our awareness into that space in our heart, a wonderful diamond temple. And from here we call on our spiritual guidance, our angels, our teachers, masters, and the ascended and enlightened ones who work aligned with the holy will of God on behalf of humanity and the earth. We call in now the 12 holy archangels to make a circle around our room, our light temple that we are building up with them. And the 12 holy archangels are the divine color rays. They are the brilliant pillars of fire, each one representing unique attributes of God. And we ask for their guidance, their inspiration, their intuition, their light, their love, and their protection. We call in Archangel Michael, and he comes down now carrying his beautiful, brilliant light sword, accompanied by thousands from his angelic choir. And Michael, the warrior for the truth, he places his light sword in front of us in the middle of our room, and the brilliance of the light illuminates our light temple. And any energies or any beings that don't belong there are now escorted by Michael's angels to their appropriate place. We call in the benevolent star brothers and sisters to lower their presence into our light temple, encompassing our light temple and creating a Merkaba light field, which completely envelops and enwraps our wonderful light temple. We call in Light Lord Metatron, and he, with his Metatron's cube, brings his presence here into our light temple. So we find ourselves in a wonderful, high vibrating light space. And we hear now the words from Light Lord Metatron. Beloved ones, this is Metatron, and I enwrap you in my vibration of lightness and joy. I suffuse this time and space with purest light. I bring you the primordial creator light of all worlds and dimensions, the light that gives rise to the creation of this universe, whose original form is purest crystal, the primordial crystal of God. In its origin, your light body was a pure crystalline form. This primeval, primordial creation is still inherent in you and in everything you are. From there, the primordial light body arose, following the evolution of the whole universe, the rhythm of evolution, and the divine will to transform and recreate all. The only constant is change, recreation, and rebirth. Over the last thousands of years, you have forgotten that you are purest crystal beings of light. You have reflected upon yourselves as if you saw merely your shadows, saying, "This is me." You had forgotten your true essence. You were but a shadow of yourself. The time of awakening has come, and light portals are opening everywhere on earth. The crystalline primordial light is streaming in. The light portals activate the memory of your crystalline light body, the infinite beauty that still lies dormant within you, even if it fell into a deep sleep. And Metatron is the regent in the spheres of primordial creation, in the spheres of the glory of God. He opens the gate to this realm, and we find ourselves there now. We are one with this realm. And Metatron says, "You, beloved one, you were born as a pure angel, as the purest being of light eons and eons ago. And in truth, you are this light angel. This light angel is still within you. This light angel awakens now. I, Metatron, primordial creator Lord, come to you and elevate you into the divine matrix, the flower of life. The flower of life is a divine connection to all that is. It is the light connections, the primordial light connections. And these light connections are once again activated. In that very moment when you allow the activation of your primordial light connections, in this moment, you also dissolve all the other matrices of the past. Each energy, each experience aligns itself according to its vibrational frequency in a specific matrix. Perhaps the matrix of pain, the matrix of disappointment, the matrix of shock energy, separation or sadness. And then this energy has a connection to the world-encompassing matrix of humanity. However, the divine matrix can redeem, liberate, and can order all these connections back into the light in the blink of an eye. For every energy that is a reality within you is essentially and originally born out of love, just as you are the purest beings of light. And the primordial matrix of these light beings, beloved ones, now activates itself. It is in all of your structures, in all cells. And without this primordial matrix, this divine spark of life, this I am flame, you would never exist, would never have existed. Therefore, this primordial matrix is reality. This divine flame in you is reality. This divine flame is the eternal life. It burns and burns, and this means eternal life out of God. It can never be extinguished, for it is out of God and therefore immortal. It can never be destroyed, for it is out of God and therefore perfect and holy. And everything that is born out of the purest spirit exists forever, and therefore also includes the divine matrix of the light angel that you are, that you were, and eternally will be. The primordial light being, the Alpha of your beginning.
And now this divine matrix activates itself in your crown chakra. In this way, all the connections that do not vibrate in love are redeemed, liberated, and illuminated in this very moment, elevated into purest love. The crown chakra transforms itself into a beautiful light crystal which carries the divine matrix within it, which is in fact the divine matrix. And it is in movement. It is vibrant, living consciousness. And the divine matrix activates itself in your third eye. The divine matrix out of the heart of Metatron enters your third eye. And you can let go of all other connections, so that connections to the old matrices are transformed and redeemed and are allowed to return in love. We feel and see how the spiritual eye takes on a wonderful crystalline form, a sacred geometry. And the divine matrix, out of the hands of Metatron, lowers itself into your throat chakra. And so this chakra transforms itself into a pure crystal, connects us with the primordial spheres of creation, and all connections to lower vibrating matrices are now transformed, illuminated, redeemed. And so, beloved ones, it comes to pass that these redemption energies, these divine matrices, are transmitted out into the entire field of humanity, into the entire field of consciousness of this earth. And this divine matrix, which possesses light consciousness itself, begins its redemption work and spreads out. Even if you were no longer to meditate, it is nonetheless planted, and the divine seeds will spread out over the entire field of humanity. And this love will spread itself, for love cannot be stopped, love goes its path. And love will take up contact with everything, because love is in all that is. Because love is the source of everything that is. Therefore, you are providing redemption work for the entire planet, for the entire field of consciousness. And now the divine matrix activates itself in your heart chakra. And a wonderful heart crystal blossoms in wonderful divine form and radiance. It touches you deeply and ignites the divine flame within you. It is touched by the glory of God, by the glory of the primordial creation spheres, by the glory of Metatron. And beloved ones, it is I, Metatron the Radiant One, that stands in your midst to show you through my beauty how beautiful you yourself are. For whoever beholds me, when your heart sees me, then you are looking at your own beauty. You are looking at your mirror image as if looking into a mirror. And as you see my beauty, you are also seeing the beauty that is in yourselves. You feel and acknowledge my creation powers, and therefore you feel and acknowledge the creation potential within you, for we are one. And the divine matrix lowers itself into your solar plexus, and the creation powers awaken, radiant, blossom in the solar plexus into a radiant crystal of divine power. And so all original power returns to you. Everything that you negligently left aside, that you had forgotten over time and space. Everything that you didn't want to or couldn't accept in your sense of inferiority. And now it returns to you. This light crystal radiates and redeems all old energies and multiplies itself forth in the matrix of humanity. Just as seeds that are strewn by the millions, and you are endlessly fruitful in the divine sense. And the divine matrix lowers itself in your sacral chakra. And the sacral chakra blossoms, and it is the joy in creation, the diversity. It is the joy of the goddesses to be able to play in this creation, to feel at home in this creation. And there will always be something new to be created in this creation, always to bring out something wonderful. It is a creation crystal in your sacral chakra, which bears the new out of the holiness of the creation center, where only the divine is born, and creation is endlessly multiplied out of this creation crystal. What do you think you can bring about? How far do your creation thoughts reach? Do you believe that you can transform everything, that you can achieve the quantum leap in consciousness, that you have this potential? Or do you still believe that you are much too small? Awaken in your creation potential, for a creation spirit that is completely connected is able to create an entire planet, a star region, able to transform the earth, beloved ones, together with us. for we are not able to do it alone. It must be done by a human that is incarnated in love. You are the creation gods of the new age. And the divine matrix awakens now in your root chakra. A crystal pure love to this earth awakens. The love matrix of the goddesses. You are connected with the goddesses of this earth, with their creation powers, with their manifestation powers. New dimensions are opening within you, for you are a completely new creation. You who have gone through the darkness and now reopen the portals of light. A new humanity of creation, born out of the purest light. And the beauty and the glory of God is within you.
The universal divine matrix is now imprinted into you. These higher connections kindle a new level of consciousness. You are interwoven with the primordial threads of light on all planes of being, and they ignite a new plane of the crystalline light body within you, allowing you to shine in new brilliance. Even more light crystals of eternity will be activated within you and bring forth your true divine being in all its clarity. In your heart, you carry the certainty, I am light from true light. The portal of pure grace is open and golden grace streams in incessantly. The golden light of Christ from the eternal divine masters and goddesses. This in turn ignites the next plane of your light body as you elevate yourself above time and space, redeeming all karma with unconditional love and unconditional forgiving. You enter into the total liberation of all earthbound issues and reach a new level of consciousness. You may call it the diamond light consciousness of light. As with the redemption of all karma and energies of cause and effect, your ego will begin to transcend and allow the higher light bodies to radiate, which means that they shine into your here and now from the higher dimensions. Thus, your higher plan, the overriding plan, begins to pervade your life. You will actively contribute to the divine plan of ascension. Your light will shine and radiate throughout the whole universe. Supreme world teachers, masters, and lady masters of light from primordial creation will come and rekindle you in order to teach you you are a creator and master yourself. They ignite the level of master consciousness in you after having scrutinized the deep purity of your intention of heart. Your life will be realigned and restructured as it is now time to clearly manifest the consciousness of light into the outside world, and for you to transmute into a teacher and creator yourself. Once again, a new level of infinite radiance will be initiated within you. Step by step, your light body will continue to expand in the process of awareness. It begins to shine and radiate, pure and brighter in its divine order. And so we open our hearts now, and with our crystalline light body, we connect with the angels and archangels, the ascended and enlightened ones, the benevolent light and star beings who are all aligned with the holy will of God. And together we bless the earth and all of humanity. And we do this serving God the highest alone, in the name of the highest power of light, in the name of Father, Mother God, the sons and daughters of God, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. So it is. I am that I am. And gently come back. Come back into your body and move your toes, your fingers. Take a deep breath. And when you exhale, open your eyes and be here fully in the here and now. Good. So welcome back. Fine. So this meditation gives you an idea of the depth that we go through, and we meditate throughout. We do these guided meditations. Very often they have a specific intent and have specific beings. And throughout the level 1, I think there's 9 or 10 meditations. We record them and we pass them on afterwards, so you can again listen to the meditations, including the processes that were behind them. But that's available as well. So, and if you have any questions, you can contact us directly. Good. So we have just our regular meditation is again on Monday. So Monday evening at 7:30, we do every second week a meditation. If you are here for the first time, you can join. We'll be doing them the first and the third Monday of every month until Christmas. We're getting some nice comments. Someone saying, still basking in the light. Oh, that's Fiona of the training.
Fiona, yeah, she also did the training. She even came from Texas up to Barry Innisfil to do the level 2 and 3.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, we have people from everywhere. Even this time, one from India is joining us. Even she has to do part of the seminar during her nighttime.
Mm-hmm.
So, but if people are committed and get the call, yeah. And what we say, sometimes resistance is coming up, but this is sometimes we have to go forward, because there are still some ego patterns and things they want to hold us back. But this is part of the journey that we, go over this resistance.
That's right.
Yeah.
Jump over our shadow after we transform it.
Okay, thank you very much. It was a pleasure to present you our light work, and maybe we see you on Monday evening in our next meditation, or we see you it's in 2 weekends in the level 1 of the Light Priest training.
Good. And I'll put the slideshow on for about 10 minutes. If there's anything you want to read there about details about the training, there's one slide that has that information. And otherwise, again, we look forward to seeing you again in the very near future. Okay,
bye. Have a good time. Enjoy the intensity of October.